I know what it's like starting from the bottom, and it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm just really focused on where I'm going to be at in 10 years rather than maybe the next 5. And the thing is, it's like I was learning a lot of traditional stuff, and I was self-aware in the fact that like if I really want to go into this art style, that I kind of have to start from scratch, even though that I have some drawing knowledge and I have experience, and you guys can see my work for sure. But it's one of those things where if you want to tackle that and be 100 at it, yeah, you gotta build yourself up confidence wise at it too, I think.
All right, guys, what's up? Start over.
No. Start over, man. Do the authentic. I don't feel right if you don't start like that.
Do I have to? All right, guys.
There you go.
Welcome back to another episode of the IQ Project, brought to you by Iconic Tattoo Studio. For all your tattoo needs, please follow us on Instagram, iconic_tattoo studio. And for the podcast, follow us on the IQ Project Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm right here with my co-host Ricky Tat, sitting across from me today. You don't want to be next to me?
No.
I got our other co-host, Romeo Shades, now sitting next to me. He got upgraded. And we got a special guest for you guys. For those of you guys have been following our Instagram, you already know him. But if you don't, this is James.
What's up?
I don't know your last name.
It's Alpert. It's like Albert, but with a P.
Alpert. You told me that before.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
But Inkbyjamess.
Inkbyjamess is my social. Yeah, with 2 S's at the end.
There you go.
Yeah. So he is our new apprentice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Romeo moved up to working apprentice, so he's already tattooing. James
doing some badass tattoos for the level of apprenticeship that he took.
He's already big headed, bro.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Want to give him his flowers like the homeboy Luis said.
Yeah.
The respect.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you've been doing good, man.
Thanks.
So James just started his apprenticeship with us. He did do another apprenticeship somewhere else, but he decided to start one with us. I'll let him go a little bit more in depth in that.
But that takes us to our topic today, right? Like the general idea. What's the general topic we want to say about the podcast today? What we're gonna call it, fool? Yeah, that's pedo.
I was looking for Romeo.
Oh, today's part. Well, do you know it?
No. Because I feel like you would understand this too. It's like
no, but just in general, like what's the topic today?
Well, the topic is one step back, 2 step forward, right?
Yeah.
How sometimes we have to step back to really see where we're gonna go, or where we want to go. And what
sometimes you think you're going through a certain path, and you think it's the right way, but then through time, you're really finding out that it's not what you think it was, and then you have to look elsewhere, and maybe by changing paths, you have to take a step back in your process of whatever you want to do, right?
And see, I think that's hard because people feel like it's gonna be, they're losing their time. They wasted their time.
Wasted time
going back and then seeing where they're going, and that's where a lot of people give up. And I think that's what really makes you stand out, that you're willing to do that. Start over.
Yeah.
Basically, start over from fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How old are you again?
I'm 19.
Damn, he's young.
So guys, if James has started an apprenticeship at another tattoo shop in the city of where?
It was in Pico Rivera.
In Pico Rivera. He started there for how much? 6 months? Well, let you tell your story, man. Tell us a little bit about.
Let me get you a little close to the mic, though, too.
Okay, cool.
Don't be nervous, man. Hold that mic like it's your.
You gotta hug it.
All right, I
Chile.
got you. So at the time, I had a friend who got a tattoo, and they were really telling me I should get into tattooing. And this was during COVID when we just graduated, and I started messing around with graphics, not thinking too much about it. And I was working some other part-time jobs, and I just realized I really liked having that own time to go home and really work on the projects that I really wanted to do. And I started keeping myself busy to the point where it started becoming like a full-time thing. Mm-hmm. So I transitioned out of that. And I was doing graphics for, I would say, like a skateboard company at the time, and just posters, music-related things at the time, and events around my city, community type things. And I was selling prints, and I was just looking a lot of at a lot of the artworks, and I was really thinking about just putting them on someone permanently because I was just drawing these huge drawings that I haven't really worked on in such a long time. I was kind of surprising myself the more I worked with my artwork.
What got you to walk into that shop? Walk into a shop in general and just ask for an apprenticeship?
Well, I was dating a girl, so I took her word for it. She got a tattoo at this one shop, and I went in and I got a tattoo, and I just tried talking to the guys while I was in there the whole time. And then I came back with my sketchbooks, and yeah, they liked what I had. And the owner was he started tattooing when he was at 17, so he looked at it from that perspective, and he was just really like, I think
Let's
we
give this
have
guy a
something here.
chance,
Yeah. And so I stuck it out for a whole year. And
Did you come in asking for a tattoo here, bro?
I did not.
Why not, bro?
I don't know. You guys are a little up there. All of mine have been free since then. So
Appreciate the truth, bro. So you walked in and they accepted you.
yeah. That since that day forward, I was just drawing every day, and the owner just really wanted to kind of put me to the test. And so I was getting into tattooing my friends and doing really small flash tattoos, and then slowly working on Friday the 13th. And then after that, they just started seeing how consistent I was.
What'd you think about Friday the 13th, especially starting off?
Oh man, well, I had my first one. I only did one tattoo, and it was like kind of my test night. They were like, "Oh, let's see if you could do it," and I did they thought I did pretty well. So going forward for the next one, I had an idea for sure of what it was going to be like because I was up front doing the stencils, and just managing the front with everybody, all the clients, and out there with the clipboard. And so when the night came when I was doing it, I felt like I knew the setup, and I tattooed like 25 people that night. Yeah, it was quite a bit.
You haven't done one, huh?
You never done one, huh?
No.
You excited to do one, or what do you think?
It's horrible.
You know what, dude? We started it when we first we did a couple, but then I realized like every tattoo shop does Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
And we stopped doing it now because we just focus on building your community instead of that.
Well, the thing that wasn't even that. Like, we didn't really stop because we wanted to, just because of that. We stopped because we got really busy with just our appointments, and we ended up booking them that day, and we totally spaced out that it was Friday 13th.
And it wasn't really worth it anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
you know what I mean? Rather work on a bunch of little small tattoos or just focus on one client that already had that appointment for 2 months.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So we couldn't really cancel them.
definitely.
But I mean, I think it's a good idea to really bring it back, especially now that the shop's getting bigger. Johnny did one. He did the same thing. He started off with a small one. The next one, he actually did a lot of them. But we cut it off early. We cut off like at 10. I don't know how long you guys cut it off.
Oh man, just until
The last one.
it dropped. Yeah, until no one came in no more.
Damn.
I would have to call it a day. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was in San Diego. We would start at like 10 a.m. and then I would leave the shop till like 5 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
Horrible. I think I marked down on the last one I did. I marked down how many I did. I ended up doing like 40 something tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Get ready for that, Romeo.
Sounds lit.
So you're doing that apprenticeship over there. You're seeing how everybody's working. They're teaching you certain style, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting tips from them. What started happening that you started seeing, again, this is the topic, you have to look back and say, well, is this path really for me? What happened that you decided, maybe I should see other places opposed to this? Maybe the spot is not for me.
I think it's funny enough that we were talking about Friday the 13th because I think it's one of my reasons actually, because I had the same thought process while working with along the dudes, and there's no problem with it. I just think it wasn't for me. It was one of those things where like I would want to work on a big piece rather than doing a ton of small ones, And Friday the 13th is kind of like I wanted it to be like more of a fun day, and instead of it always seemed like kind of like a day everybody needed, like
Stress,
a day,
right?
yeah, like a day
Oh,
everybody
like they
was waiting
needed to
for.
make money?
Like
okay.
Friday.
Oh,
it's
Friday the 13th, like they're waiting for it, like it was like they're finally
Bread and butter.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, today's the day, and it was just one of those things where like it's cool. I love doing it. There's a great dynamic to it, and it has that vibe for that day. But when it's put into that like vibe of you need to do as many as you can today, it was just one of those things where it was like,
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen people extend it. People do it the whole weekend. You know what I mean?
I've
Like-
seen an ad where it's like for a whole month.
Yeah.
They're advertising for the whole month.
What does that imply though, from a client's point of view? You know, like if they're doing it for for a whole month, I mean, they're probably desperate. You know what I'm saying, to get all that, because you're right. You highlighted something very important. You saw that as them needing it as part of so it's not even become an art form. It's not even an experience anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, let me get through as many as I can.
it didn't even seem like a privilege anymore, like a fun thing to do.
No.
You know, like the holiday. You know, everybody's happy that
Yeah.
everybody outside's happy that it's Friday the 13th,
Right,
but the
except
artist
them,
should be
they're
too.
like-
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. As an artist, I've done some, or I've done a lot of them. I feel like it's, like you said, it's really stressful. It's a lot of work, breaking down, setting up, and then trying to, like, these people come in and they're expecting this whole big thing for like a certain amount of money, and trying to convince them to do this and that. But at the same time, you got to hurry up because you got 3 other people waiting for you.
yeah,
It's horrible. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I always tell everyone that tells me, oh, I'm waiting for Friday 13, oh, I'm waiting for Friday 13, all this and that. I was like, if you really want to get the tattoo, don't get it during Friday 13. That's probably the worst time to get tattooed from an artist that you really want, because they're not thinking about how to do it right, how to do everything, perfect, give you the perfect experience, because they're thinking about, it's a numbers game, like you said. We're
Oh,
bringing
there's
in,
definitely no experience.
yeah,
It's just-
you're in and out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's
Fucking-
more about making everyone happy that day instead
Yeah.
of your one client. Yeah,
But I like how you said that. Yeah,
I'm looking back at the last one we did, and
you gave up like halfway, bro.
'cause I didn't want to do them. I fucking hate them. I don't think our shop shouldn't be doing them. Well, we could do them, right? But I don't think we should focus on that, because that's not our day in, day out. We don't do a lot of walk-ins.
But I
We
think it goes
focus
back how
on-
you said, though. It's not about doing it because we needed to do it. We do it because it's an experience for the holiday. You know what I mean? For like, it brings a lot of eyes and people into the shop. Which from one of the first Friday 13s I got, I got a huge back piece out of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you're meeting people in a big, like you said, it's funneling them in. And yeah, you can't create that whole experience we create now, but we still could create a little experience where they remember us and come back, which we have had a lot of clients come back. Even 3 years later, they come back
Yeah.
and get tattooed.
Okay, I respect your. But if I play the devil's advocate here, we'd be here all day. But
It's because you don't
So-
like small tattoos, dog. It's all right. It's all right.
I don't. I do bigger pieces now. But
Perdón.
the point of this is that, our studio doesn't focus on the walk-in. We really focus and try to install in everybody, and try to help them, right? Because every artist is their own entity here. When we preach that a lot, even though you guys work for Iconic and represent Iconic, you're your own brand, and we always stress that. But if you rely on just waiting for that, like you said, Friday the 13th and the experience, because that's not what we do here every day. We do appointments, and it's a better system than waiting for those walk-ins. Everybody here should aspire to have appointments backed up for a month, 2 months, 3 months, not waiting for that next walk-in and just fight for it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's for an artist. If you want to stay that way, then this is not the shop for you. And I think you saw that by you stated earlier.
Yeah, I just saw it going down a path, and I for sure just, of course, it sounds more attractive having clients booked up way more in advance and having people see it in that way. So I just felt like that was kind of more of a,
So so you're there at the shop and you're seeing the Friday 13th. You're seeing how that shop works, right? And every shop
Yeah.
works different. That was like a red flag for you, right?
it was just for sure a moment in time where, I guess so. I didn't see it at the time, but I knew I was just beat, and I just know I couldn't be doing this for forever. I was just,
Was the style of tattooing there the styles that you were aspiring to do?
I would say some of the guys for sure were in the realm of it, but it wasn't like I had an opportunity to watch them teach me that every day,
Mm.
because they were, it was walk-in based. So it was a lot of traditional based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even though I felt like I really enjoyed some of the pieces the guys were doing, I just felt like I wasn't finding like that art style still. I wasn't still confident enough to take everything from this guy and, run
Well,
with it.
When you're looking for an apprenticeship, did you understand the difference between shops, like a walk-in shop, private shop, kind of thing like that?
At the time, I had a general idea.
Or you just went to whoever accepted you and were like,
Yeah, that was kind of
thing.
the thing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was I mean, I didn't have any experience. I had like one tattoo
Yeah.
and that I had done, and I was just trying to find anyone that would really bring me in. But it wasn't I guess I didn't really understand it until I really started working there.
mhm.
Yeah, you don't really get it until you're in it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you went to a couple of different shops too. Were you like specifically looking for like a shop that you wanted to work at for sure, or just anyone that was going to take you?
No, I had a list of artists that I wanted to learn that were
okay.
cool, and I went based off of how close they were to my house.
Vicinity, that matters. And that's one of the big reasons we accept somebody, because if you would have told me, oh, I'm from Norwalk, few people are going to be that focused to drive over there. I mean, I would expect them to, right?
Yeah.
But I'm realistic too. That shit happens. Hey, too much traffic today. Had you told me you lived over there and you didn't tell me you live here in Fontana, we probably wouldn't accept you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Well,
that matters. Like,
it was a
being
big
close
thing.
matters. You have to be here day in, day out for hours at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, he would drive all the way to San Diego and still make it back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends how they want it.
I
to
drove to
que tienen
Pico
las
every
ganas.
day.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he drove to Pico just to go work or sit there, basically,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I would just sit. So
So I don't think the vicinity does matter that too much, because if people want it, they're gonna make the time, and they're gonna figure it out to get there. Because I've seen people come from fucking, was it Movell, or what's part of the Movell? Where's San Luisito,
San Jacinto?
and work all the way in Cryptic, which is in Azusa.
Oh, we're talking about Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I forgot his name.
He did that.
Yeah,
Well,
he
Johnny did that, but some other artist is still doing that right now.
Right now?
Right
Currently?
now, yeah,
Oh.
he still works there.
I guess.
And then I seen people go to Under the Gun from over here every day. So
Yeah, no
people,
problem.
if they're willing to learn and they want to be around the best or who they're trying to idolize or learn from, they're gonna make that time and drive.
Good point. So you finally said, all right, I'm done here. Mentally, you're probably there going physically, but mentally, you were just like out of it, right?
yeah, I think by the end of it, it was just I was having kind of a internal conflict with myself because I wanted to go to work and I wanted to do
It
like
was quiet quitting.
yeah, I wanted to do like the best job I could, but
Your heart wasn't in it.
my heart wasn't in it, and it was real hard to sit down with the client and like make art with them and make that connection with someone if you're not there. Like I because I knew what it was like going to work and being stoked to go to work and work on a piece that like I've been dying to do, versus near the end of it where I just kind of felt like
And they were letting you tattoo
yes
towards the end?
yeah
And
I was
getting paid?
yes I was a working apprentice probably by the 6th month.
Oh,
I
man.
would think. Yeah, and then for the whole other 6 months I was just an artist, I guess, working apprentice artist. Yeah.
Cool. So you came in, and how did you hear about us? Because I know you probably looked at a couple shops. How did you hear about us? Give us your initial curiosity about us, I guess you could say.
Honestly, I went on Yelp and I was just looking for, I think, more of a structure, more of a different work environment. And so when I was looking at a lot of the tattoos and looking at the area, you guys just stood out for me because that was what I always wanted to learn. And I saw the other shops too, and everybody does great work, but you guys, from what I've seen, stay really consistent, and you guys have like a style that you guys really stick with, and people really dig that.
Cool. So you walk in, and this is crazy because we talked
Well,
about
this
it.
is where we go back, and this is where, like I said, you're already tattooing, you're already making money,
Yeah.
you're already doing your stuff for yourself.
He's at
Yeah.
the point
To
where
able
like
to grow.
Romeo is in a way,
Yeah. So now this is where you start deciding, like, okay, now you guys to take that step back, because you come in, we talk to you, and officially you came in as an artist, or you wanted to work as an artist or an apprentice.
I said apprentice.
Apprentice, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we interviewed him like twice or three times and then we're like,
One was casual, the other one was a little bit more serious, and then when we really said, you know, he has potential. We gave you the official like interview.
But like I said, we saw how you were starting, so we were like, we kind of knew how your work was, and if we feel like if we structure you better from the beginning, again, that your work is gonna get even better, right? So that's when we talked to you, like, okay, you could come with us, start with us, but we're gonna have to start you again from the beginning, just so you can learn the basics again, and this new style that you're trying to achieve. So right there, I think that's where you decided to take that step back, right?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit of how that must have been a hard decision, bro, because you're making a certain amount of money over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're starting to build a little bit of clientele.
Definitely.
You come here, you have aspirations to be over here. And then we tell you, all right, that stops. You're coming from step one. No diss against that shop, you know? It's just we felt that by you coming in and starting from day one, how we have our program, I think you could catch kind of like rethink. Yeah, rethink the way you do everything, because we have a certain way that it's proven twice, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be the third apprentice. And just by you accepting that, how did you feel at the time? Tell us the truth, bro.
Well, honestly,
what went through your head when you went home after our first meeting? And you were like, "Fuck."
Be real, because I want people. If you're an apprentice and you're listening to this podcast, this is real shit. You know what I mean?
Honestly, from that talk, I knew that that's the way to go, because you can't cut corners from what I've always learned and the way I do things. The only way that I've really learned it is, like, throwing myself in there. But when you guys are being that honest with me, that shows from like my perspective too, that like, yeah, it's not easy. And I've done a year from, another shop, and I know what it's like, and I know what it's like starting from the bottom. And it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm just really focused on where I'm going to be at in 10 years rather than maybe the next 5. And the thing is, it's like, I was learning a lot of traditional stuff, and I was self-aware in the fact that, like, if I really want to go into this art style, that I kind of have to start from scratch, even though that I have the some drawing knowledge and I have experience, and you guys can see my work for sure. But it's one of those things where if you want to tackle that and be 100 at it, you gotta build yourself up confidence wise at it too, I think.
That's good,
bro. What he said right there is,
I'm looked at and like, bam, that's one of
that's
them.
TikTok right there. Fucking TikTok. And it takes a level of maturity to understand that you're only 19, dude. So that's what impresses us a lot about you. And I said it on another podcast, and I've said it to Romeo and you. And I said, Romeo stepped up the game for how an apprentice should be, right? So the next person that comes in, he's got to impress us somehow, And your level of maturity is definitely impressive, The way that I even, maybe like tell you about how we work in our culture. We had a previous conversation and you accepted it. And I was like, the way you understood it made me understand that you're for this, And props to you, man. Props that you have that maturity. Is going to take you fast.
Yeah. I just, I for sure want to show people, like I think it's pretty apparent to the people that have been supporting me now that they've been watching my journey so far. And, no one's going to disrespect me, if it seems like, for making the decisions I'm going to make, because, I've so far I've been holding it down and staying true to it.
I mean, you will get these haters.
Yeah.
You're going to get them, but
yeah,
I think with your level of maturity, that's when you're going to see how to handle it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people from school, think it's silly that I'm tattooing or that I'm not even going to school. Yeah, yeah, I've had a lot of people, but I know what I'm doing.
21.
That's another thing that he just told me right now too. That how many people from your school tattoo? Or
I would say like 3 to 4.
3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
So when I went to school, I didn't really know anyone that was fucking trying to go into tattooing or anything. You either, right? Did you?
The homies in the neighborhood that were tattooing, but
that's different,
but not official.
Yeah.
Like no.
So it is changing. I mean,
of course, it's becoming more of a profession, right?
Yeah,
and more serious
a trade.
I would say even more a profession than a trade. Well, both professional trade. It is, because we're working with our hands. It's always a skill that we're learning. It's never ending. You see that here. You know, we're always talking about how to be better. You're always seeing how. I'll call up an artist over here, or I'll take the client over there. Hey, what do you think about this? You've seen it firsthand. we're always learning. And the day, I mean, I wrote it in the back by the kitchen. I said, if
Tony
you're
said
not,
that was him.
huh?
Tony said that was him.
Fucking Tony. Well, he probably wrote the little other comment, but I wrote something. I said, what did I say? I have to go read it right now. Oh, I said, if you're not learning something every day, somebody else is, then they become the competition. Think about that. So that means you're going to compete against, this is a competition to be great for yourself and for clients. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not learning how to be the best procreate, composition, tattoo designer, somebody else is going to be killing it, and they're going to be getting all your clients that you want. You get me?
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop there. And even with tattooing, I'm studying the best that I think is the best. To you, he might not be the best. It's subjective, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we always got to be learning, and that's part of this, you know?
Yeah, even like you said, like right here, we bounce back ideas. I think we have a good shop dynamic where I could go to anyone here and ask an opinion. You know what I mean? I could get their opinion. I could take it or I could leave it. But at least I'm able to go over there and ask them. Like,
And have it.
yeah, just get different ideas. Like I did it yesterday with Tony. You were here, right? For that Phoenix I did. I originally designed the tattoo with one of the claws down, one of the claws up. But I moved around the wing and it covered the bottom one. I was like, well, I think I should just add the other claw on top. And I wasn't too sure how I was going to look, especially since now I had to switch around the whole shading to make it look like it's curving up. And I talked to Tony. He's like, yeah, I think that's the best idea for that, or the best move for that idea, because it's going to fill up the gap. You know what I mean? And I took it and I ran with it, and it looks amazing. I go up to Ricky all the time too. He's the one that does the writing here, so the script master over here.
I lost the sense of that at the other shop for sure when I was
Sense
working.
of what?
I would say like that real feedback. It was one of those things where
Each his own kind of thing?
yeah, kind of. It wasn't really like that. Obviously, like we'd all give friendly advice for sure, but when I started as an apprentice, it was really one of those things where I would show the guys what I was doing each piece and ask advice, and they'd give me real big, kind of pointers to just go around with the tattoo. And the more I did, the less advice I got, because everyone expected it from me. That's what it felt like. And
I
I
feel
didn't
like
feel that
now
way.
you're a competitor. Now you're competing. And sometimes when you're going into a high traffic shop where it's more walk-ins, they're going to be like, well, you're going to be taking my money. So,
Yeah.
that's where you start getting that mentality. Unless like over here, like we're more appointment based, right? So, I mean, walk-ins come in.
Yeah, we
but
take walk-ins.
We take walk-ins, but not everybody's fighting for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel like we have that rivalry.
Well, let's ask this young man right here. Now that you've been working tattooing, do you feel that we kind of like we don't help you as much? Do you feel like we just let you and expect that you learn? Or do you feel like we're there when you need it?
No, you guys are there when I need it, for sure.
I mean, the other day, didn't I stay for a couple hours more just to help you out?
I was shook, to be honest.
Huh?
I was shook. Yeah.
I mean, we try, but we're working artists too,
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we're tired and we forget that, there's struggles within the younger artists too. So, he asked me a question and it was, and I was like, well, this question can be just, taught like by me telling you, right? I had to kind of like guide you. So I put my backpack down and we hit it for like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, it was a while.
And and I understood, and it was a tough. You were doing texture on clothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guided you through some of that, and I think you learned a little bit more about speed, area of the body, and so, I mean, we're not gonna be there at 100 now because we have to give you that trust to make your own decisions. But when that time comes, we try to help you.
But
out.
we're peeking. We're looking.
Yeah,
We know what you're doing.
I mean, bro, I'm not gonna go over there when you're doing lettering or lining because you're probably doing it better than me. But
I'll be there.
but for the texturing stuff, like we try to help out, dude. But we're working artists too, and at times we're in our own fucking focus and our own shit, and sometimes we forget, or we have some things to do outside. But That's
I think for the most part you're in good hands, bro. Like, every time I've had a problem, whether it be small tattoo, big, medium, these guys always like, sometimes you even have to put your pride to the side, because
Mhm.
us being like, a little bit younger, we think we know it all or something, but it's not like that. These guys,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you how they do it. Either you run with it or you don't, and if you don't, you're gonna realize like, fuck, let me try doing it how he said it,
Yeah.
and then sure enough, it works.
But
So
I feel, like you said, like I think the way we actually try to go about it is we'll show you the way we do it, but we don't expect it to do exactly how we do it. You're gonna see how we do it, and then you're gonna decide to change it up to work with you.
Connect the dots.
Exactly. And I mean, you've been doing that a lot lately, especially with your shading. I showed you the way I do it. Now you figured out how to do it yourself, and you got it smoother, and you're still way faster than I am.
yeah.
I had that conversation with. I wish Tony was here today, fucker. But we also talked about like we see it different.
Mhm.
The way we see tattooing, we see different tones. Everybody here sees the same rose, but we all see it different tones. You see
Mhm.
different cuts, different darks, different lights, and it's crazy. And I was showing Tony the design that I was doing, and I was asking him, "What do you think of this tone?" And we saw it different. So that means that we all have our own perception of what we see, even though it's just a paper, right?
Yeah.
And so we're always learning, and that's what we're passing around. That's why I told you, like, you need to start from day one. Take a step back, even though you were making money. But I guarantee you, you take that one step, you're gonna leap faster. No disrespect to that other shop. Again, they do their thing, but you came to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't go and sought you out. We didn't go and say, "Hey, James, you work over there, bro. You're a killer. You're a killer
Yeah.
fucking artist. Come over here with me."
Yeah, I hear
Right?
you.
You came to us, so we said, "All right, you come to us, then you do it our way."
Mhm.
And if you respect that, you respect the way we work, we're gonna teach you, and if you believe in us, first of all, we're gonna get you to point B where you want. We're not gonna get you. You're gonna get yourself, but we're gonna guide you through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get there faster
You've been
because
learning a lot.
we're really focused here. We're very professional in what we do. It shows, and we don't just talk about it.
Mm.
I mean, what shop in Inland Empire has a podcast? Do you know one?
No.
Nobody.
No.
We're thinking forward. We're thinking to brand people. We're thinking to help everybody be out there more because it's not only tattooing, guys. You can tattoo great and have no clients.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? I can mention a couple artists right now that are not that great and have blue checks.
Not good.
Turn off the cameras. Let's talk. Why though?
No, I'm just
Why do
kidding.
you think though? Let's talk about it.
What it has to do with promoting? Maybe they're stuck in the old ways.
They build a brand.
They build a brand.
Mm.
Their
Oh.
attention is strong. And people, art is subjective. To them, I'm going to get a piece by X person. Not, I'm going to get a tattoo. I'm going to get a piece by X person because he's always on my feed. He's always out there. He's always gaining. He's always busy doing these tattoos. And he has his community. He or she, whatever who we're talking about, right? I'm not
Mhm.
throwing out on anybody. But we can bring out a tattoo from him right now and we could be like, yeah, he's not one of those persons, right? Or she.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Like he's not one of those persons we look up to
Right.
as far as artistry.
Yeah.
But you can look up to his game, his hustle. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be like, damn,
Mhm.
that fool's killing it. He drives this, he drives that, he owns this. You know what I'm saying? And so to be a tattoo artist nowadays, you just can't be a great artist. You just can't, dude. It's not gonna get you that far. Yeah, you have to be half artist, half promoter. And I think that's what you're gonna see here with us. And we don't all have blue checks here either. But you know what? The few followers we have, they're strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they fuck with us, And it's not, I'd rather have I think I have like 7,000 or I don't even know followers, But I don't care if I have 70,000 and I'm fucking not busy as hell. you
Yeah.
know? That doesn't matter. But the perception is, and we hear it all the time. So that's what we're going to learn here, We're going to learn to be not only a great artist, but a great brand builder for yourself. Inkbyjamess is going to start building this community stronger. too
Mhm.
iconic. You know,
It's Jimmy.
it's Jimmy. It's Jimmy. Is
Yeah,
Ink by James the official one? That's gonna be it.
I'm
Or-
thinking about it,
Yeah?
but I got the domain for it already, so I think
Do you?
so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Thank
The
you.
all caps. It should looks like.
Yeah.
Romeo changed his name
Yeah.
What was it?
before.
Well, originally it was Ricky Blacks.
Ricky
Okay.
Blacks.
One of my favorite artists is Blackasso. And then, but we couldn't have the same name because
Because my name's Ricky.
and he also has his son here.
Mhm.
So when someone's like, "Hey, Ricky," we're all like, you know. And these dudes came up with a nickname, and to pay homage to our second mentor, his is Josh Shade. So I just combined the name Romeo Shade. And yeah.
I'm gonna make Josh cry right now. So it's
Wait, that's
Romeo
how-
Shades. And that became a thing now. Everybody
Mhm.
likes Romeo. Where's Romeo? You know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter how
It
you change it. You can
flows.
change it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can change it. I've changed it. Dude, I had Al Cien Ink. Check this out.
Alien.
Al Cien. ALSIEN_Ink. Right? That was to pay because I like corridos. I like Spanish music. So when you say Al Cien, that means at 100%. So my thing was like, I'm gonna give my all when I tattoo.
Mhm.
So I wrote it in a different way. I put a logo. That was my shit for 10 years. But what started happening is that people were coming in. Is Alien Ink here? Alshin Ink here? And I was like, wait a minute. You know, I'm
Shirley over there cracking up.
yeah, it happened all the time, right? And I was like, wait a minute. I'm cutting myself off from another potential people, you know? I'm just,
Allison.
I heard, remember Allison Ink? I'm like, what am I, a transmission?
Oh, like, is Allison Inc? She was supposed to do my tattoo.
Allison, yeah, I heard that. So I started thinking of business-wise. And this is one of the lessons you start learning. I'm like, I'm cutting myself. I was focusing more on the Hispanics, which is fine. I can stay busy through that. But if I'm going to open up a tattoo shop and be more for everybody, I need to be branded more. So then that's when I just said, well, everybody knows Ricky. You know, everybody knows me as Ricky. When they come in, they don't say, hey, what's up, Alshin? Some of them did. So I said, I just put Ricky Tat because that was my original. And then now it became that. But I can change it later and build towards that. It doesn't really matter your name. It's still who you treat with people, you know?
Mhm.
And you've seen the diversity of clients that would come in here, bro. You
Yeah.
know? And we don't just stick to Hispanics, you know? We have blacks, whites, Asians,
Seen some police officers in here. Never
you know,
really
purple
seen that
people,
beforehand,
yellow people.
to be
Like
honest.
I always say, it doesn't matter what color they are. It matters the color of the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are a business, you know, and we got to respect that. And we got to respect that. So that's what you're going to learn, dog.
I always thought about changing mine.
You would change it? What would you change it to?
I don't know.
Don't
Pimp
wear
Play
it
a
out.
Hustler?
He's just gonna add don't
Don't
wear
wear it out? Joshe, don't wear it out? Hey, side note. When is that song coming out, bro?
All right. So
This guy's making a song. Tell him.
yeah, December I'm gonna do like a little fun little music album. And one of the songs consists of Josh. It's called Josh Shade. Joe Shade, don't wear it out. It's gonna be a
Kind of jelly, bro. Where's mine?
I don't know, man.
I like it though. Hey, we're gonna play it in the intro of the podcast.
Hey, that'd be sick, yeah.
Don't wear it out. Don't shade.
I don't know. I've had that. Dude, I've had that since 08, 07. That name.
Damn.
Because I used to use it for PlayStation. So that's where it came from.
I wouldn't switch it up.
No, it's just fucking.
It's cool. I mean,
Can't
it's
switch it up.
where's Joe Shade?
I like it because nobody knows how to pronounce it. Like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It just fucking, they say, oh, is it Josh Shade or is it Josh Shade?
I think it's Joe Shade
So
because
I
you
was
don't
like-
say it's
Thought
Josh
it was
Aid.
both.
Yeah, I told him, was like, whatever you want.
What's the 12 for? You never told us.
Oh yeah, what is that for, bro?
Come on. What's the 12 for?
Oh, my bitch. No, I'm just Nah. It's,
So
birthday.
when you find that one girl,
13.
huh? No. If she's not gonna want to hear that you had 12 on there, bro, well, you have to change it now. You have to change the name, bro.
13. No, for my birthday.
Oh, for your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just put it. I was like-
February 12th.
That's because for the PlayStation, I needed a number. So I was
number.
like 12. So
mm.
it just stuck.
James, everyone that's watching, they can find you at the same.
Yeah, it'll be Inkbyjamess with 2 S's at the end. That's on Twitter, Instagram, mainly Instagram.
OnlyFans.
There we go. And then I got my website too, where you could hit me up on just inkbyjames.com. That one's just with 1 S spelled normally. So
Cool.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, guys, check out his work on Instagram, and it's not like a crazy artwork, but what we saw about him was that he's different, and he adds a lot of composition into his artwork, and that intrigued us because just to think of all those images, make them in one paper. It's a certain way of thinking that we don't all think like that. So that intrigued me a lot, and you're very good at it. And you put a lot of different stuff together. That's gonna be kind of complicated to do in a tattoo, because we're not all white piece of papers, right? Or all back pieces. Back pieces will probably work that good. Mostly it's wrist, arm, shoulder. So you have to adjust to that form of the body. And that, I think that's where I can't wait to see when you start composing the same logic with the tattoo aspect. It's going to look fucking amazing, dude. There's artists out there that are doing that kind of stuff right now.
Especially when you start taking anatomy and incorporate anatomy into it, like where you start looking at how you're going to piece together a design that goes with the body and the muscle structure of that person. I think that's where you're going to start killing it.
Yeah.
It's going to make you think out of the box for sure. That's the hard thing. I mean, have you been through that yet?
I mean, I think I mentioned to one of you guys about, I'm like, dang, I didn't know how hard composition was, So if you already got it locked down, it's going to be dope to see for sure.
He's got it locked down in the
Yeah.
paper. He doesn't have it in tattooing in the body.
I think it might come naturally though,
I mean, maybe it will.
Yeah.
It's yet to be seen. But you never thought about it like that, did you?
Kind of. Honestly, yeah. When I would do a lot of the pieces at the other shop I worked at, a lot of the artists kind of saw the potential in that too. They really just did like the composition of it. They would ask me to do prints for them or just graphic work in that sense. Or a lot of the times too, I would design tattoos for them. So I would actually make the stencils for them.
Damn.
Yeah, and
For real?
they'd go out and do the
All right,
tattoos.
bro, come in tomorrow at 10. You're going to help me design one.
Did they
I got
shoot you
this
some
one, Mac
money?
Miller.
Yeah. I would do some pretty cool pieces. I mean, it was for sure a lot of fun being able to design tattoos that I wasn't able to do yet, but still literally see them the same day done. I mean, it was fun in that regard. And then I would sit down and, since I drew it, the guys would kind of lock in and show me how to exactly tattoo what I just drew them. So it was cool in that regard.
Damn.
But a lot more traditional too. A lot more just flowers, things, butterflies,
So let's talk about that. You decided to come here to Iconic because, obviously we do a lot more realistic black and gray. And that shop was traditional mostly, right?
Mostly,
Heavy line
I'd
work.
say.
Some dabbled in it, but not consistent. And you said, and I asked you a question, right? You've been here for 3 weeks, and I said, what did you notice being here in these 3 weeks already, or 2.5, whatever? How we do things. And you said that you've seen consistent black and gray big pieces here, right? Want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I've seen you guys doing some pretty big pieces. Like I saw you do a bison. You did a pharaoh pretty recently. Did a Mike Myers. Everybody's doing some pretty intricate pieces, like a lot of faces, a lot of just personality in the faces of what you guys are doing. And that's kind of my big thing when I like drawing as well. It's like the eyes and kind of just if you can read the photo, And I was doing traditional because I never really drew like that. So I had to learn how to draw traditional because I was really just trying to get in the fundamentals of when I was starting. And when I seen you guys doing these big pieces, I've always kind of drawn like that, or have seen artwork, that I was always really gravitated towards it. And the more I just kept looking at other shops around the area, it just seemed like, you guys were really consistent on it. So I was finding other shops that did it, but still dabbled. Yeah. And I was just like, once I found that you guys, mainly focused on that, it was really, really interesting to me.
Yeah, I feel like, we said it a lot. The way you draw is the way you're going to tattoo.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds slogan.
Yeah. Brand that. No, it's true. The way you draw is the way you're going to tattoo. Especially when you start creating your own designs.
Yeah.
I could go back to the one I did yesterday. I got the image for the Phoenix I did, right? But if you see my stencil, I didn't add any shading to it. I had to create that on my own because I had to change the lighting because of the way I wanted the piece to look. You know what I mean? And that did come from drawing. And I saw this piece more of me just tattooing the way I draw.
Yeah.
I'm more sketchy. I'm just like everywhere, and it worked out. It looks really good, but that's a big thing. Like you said, don't just change up the way you're drawing to tattoo.
That's what I did though for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, see, we're never gonna teach you that. We're never gonna say do it our style because you don't draw in that way.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you refine the way you do your thing, but just more of a tattoo aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
also, I could take it back. Like I feel like it is good that you did do that because you learned something from it.
Yeah.
So something that you could take into the next that you do. And I'm not saying you're gonna stick to one style the whole time, but if you learn from a little bit of everything, it makes your own style a lot better.
I think things make a lot more sense too. Just
Yeah.
since you just have so much more information,
Exactly.
regardless on what it is, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
And I hate when people name styles nowadays, dude. I really do. Like, it's just tattoo art, but everybody wants to categorize it.
mm-hmm.
I did a rose with a lighthouse and an anchor. And it was supposed to be like neo-traditional or traditional kind of. And I don't do that. But my client just saw my work and he's like, dude, I think I have confidence that you can do it. He loved it, but the anchor, I had to give it to the bevels. And in traditional, you don't do that, You just kind of like show the shadowing. But I did the bevels on the anchor. And I just want to make a little bit of me because I just don't like to draw that simple.
Right.
And it's too hard to even draw that simple. So the people
Yeah.
that do it traditionally, man, respect to them.
A lot of the
They're
detail
able to see it.
is insinuated
Yes,
rather than shown.
rather than actually showing it. And I told my client, look, I know you wanted this piece like this, but I need to give it my persona. And he full trust. He let me do the anchor and just it didn't look super real, but it gave it that bevel look,
mm-hmm.
And that's my touch. So don't be afraid to add your touch, Even if they ask for it, you gotta tell them at firsthand. Just say, you know what, I don't really focus on this style, but I can. If you really believe in me, I can do it. But I'm gonna give it my flair. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that, they're gonna sign it in the contract, and they're gonna be like, "Go for it, do your thing." And that is why I go back to community and branding yourself. If you're not good at branding the way you think, the way you work, the way you want your pieces to see, they'll never understand that. They'll never give you full trust in your style. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've had clients sit down and be like, do whatever you think looks good. Those are the best,
Damn.
Oh yeah.
So
Traditional's hard though.
yeah.
Like you said, it's hard to think so simple, especially when you have a head full of ideas. Like, and it goes back to how each artist sees it. Like, some people see it simple, some people don't. Like, I see an image going back to that rose thing. I start seeing all the little creases. I start seeing, okay, the shadow bounces here, so it creates this light right here. You know what I mean? Other people might not see it. I mean, and we've seen it with Johnny.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Johnny.
Johnny doesn't see it like that. Johnny sees it more of a graphic, kind of flat, realistic approach.
Like he's able to do a certain design. Like even if he does like the veil,
Mhm.
all right, he's able to do it in his own style, which is intriguing, and he has a good following that people like it.
Mhm.
But we all cannot do that. Yet he's not doing what we're doing. So we help him grow in his style. We don't say, dude, what the fuck? Add the back shading, add the transparencies. No, we don't say that. We say, you know what? How you're doing it, just, add the contrast here, or maybe just add a little bit more shading so it can last longer.
I think what I
know?
told him last time was I told him to use more tones because he was just using dark and light. I was like, try to use some of those mid-tones so it can actually last longer. And I think one of those pieces, he actually did it, and you could see the change, But again, we try to help him for his own style. That's the way he draws. That's the way he sees things. That's the way he wants to tattoo, and that's the way people are paying him to tattoo. So that's the way we're gonna teach you. We're gonna get cultivate your style and blow it up. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Goes back to our planting the seeds episode. What's up? Remember?
Yeah. So going back, we're gonna cultivate your style, and we're gonna help you grow it, and we're gonna help you expand it to where you're gonna build your own community where people want that, and that's what you want as an artist. That's what you want as a brand.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, long term wise for sure.
Where do you see yourself as far as like your art? How would you want it to look? Tattooing.
Tattooing.
Wants
Ooh,
to be a badass.
yeah. That's a big question.
Come on, man. You're gonna be watching this podcast 2-3 years from now.
It's
What do you
hard. It's
wanna
hard to say.
What's your vision though?
I really like that kind of silky smooth look when it comes to portraits, and like really saturating the blacks in there as well.
Mhm.
So you use a lot of the skin breaks as well. So you're not really like,
Closer to the mic.
oh, my bad. Yeah. So you're not so much. I really like seeing the highlights.
Do you see yourself doing like a lot of horror style, celebrity portraits?
I would say celebrity
I
portraits.
feel like you like that because you have
Yeah.
Mac Miller, you have
Yeah, I'd want to do a lot of rapper stuff just because I feel like I know so much about the music genre in general. Like
Yeah,
in general.
he's showed us a couple new artists in our playlist. So appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I just
I just messaged you the other day, right? I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to slap up. I'm about to slap him right now."
yeah.
Why?
I put him on this like badass song.
Yeah.
Oh, the song. What does it say? You
No,
can
it was-
cuss, fool.
It was a Misfits song.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was driving and I messaged him because he put me on with it. I'm like,
Oh, Misfits.
I'm banging this right now. I'm about to slap somebody.
Yeah, just I really like one of my biggest things when it comes to artwork is if you're able to like visually show the album that you're listening to in like the best way possible. If you're able to like look at an album cover for a couple of hours and like really take in all that it has between like this hour-long project,
Mhm.
and the artist is just trying to convey his message through this one picture. And if I love artists that are able to do that.
So, right now at this moment, if we were to give you that green light to tattoo, right, your perfect image, what would it be if somebody walked in? Describe it.
That's like the craziest question you could ask.
Well, come on, dog.
Um,
We're gonna ask it to all of us. So not everybody's gonna get. So start thinking.
We're all
Oh, fuck.
I feel like you gotta come back to me on that one. I gotta hear everyone else out.
I'll start. Like to me, the perfect image of somebody coming in is like a whole leg, right? And it's black and gray. Maybe like a crazy face just distorting into some kind of other image because I like all that transparent morphine shit. And then he just lets me put color in a slash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have the leg and just slash it. And then wherever the slash is, add realism color. And then continue with all the crazy madness of lighting and shit. That's mine.
For me, I think it would be a back piece. And it'll be more of a Greek Roman kind of mixture of statues from the Renaissance and before. Just to try to get that smooth marble look.
So like a Ruben tattooer type?
Kind of like that.
Dope.
Yeah. Or that Pierta that Chuy Quintana did one time.
Yeah.
Just get that but in larger scale. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Just try to get it smooth where it looks pasty white with nice transitions of light gray to solid dark.
Because I feel like that's how you paint.
Yeah.
You paint in layers. So for a Renaissance look of that, like say you're doing the chick, you know, and she's like naked or whatever, and she has that light skin tone. You want to see that marble shine, you know?
Yeah. So I think that's my ideal.
Manifest that shit. 2023, dog.
We're gonna do Romeo's back. No.
Let's do it, bro.
That would be dope. Romeo, do you have one?
Yeah.
Let's see. What is it? Describe it in detail, man, because
I
manifest that shit.
I would love to just get my art to a point where I can freehand shit on people.
So what's your ideal client? Tell me.
Like give
Like,
me
I
a
want you to
full
go-
arm, give me a full arm, and I'm gonna, draw it on it. Maybe
What
like
are you
a-
going to draw?
some
Clown girls?
some lowrider shit.
Oh,
with
like an
the-
Impala?
with the shit little wind
Dipping?
breaks. Maybe even the style of like Carlos Torres, like the way he has his stuff. Just I don't know, it's dope. I like how he incorporates the skull with the filigree, the negative filigree, but draw that in. I would love to do some shit like that.
I think I would go forearm now that I thought about it. I haven't done a back piece yet. I've only done, a handful of the necks.
And what's the
So,
subject matter? Come on. I need you to think.
I would just say music. It has to be anything hip hop related would be a dream one. If I
What
could
artist?
I a cool one would be Mac Miller. If I were able
Mac
to do
Miller would
like
be
Mac
dope.
Miller on stage or like a Nipsey tattoo, X would be cool. Like I'm thinking about him on like a concert tattoo. You know, those people
So you
taking
want-
pictures on
you
stage.
want a actual like a Snapchat of them doing their thing.
Yeah, I
and
think.
you want to represent that on the arm. Is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that'd be super cool.
So you could feel the whole emotion of them singing. You could see the sweat. You could do all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like that'd be
See,
crazy.
that's how you describe it.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
I'd really want to get like a dynamic shot of one of the dudes
Yeah.
on stage, and then like behind them, fill up like their discography. Yeah, their
Yeah.
history of just where they've been at to where they are now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So the reason why I brought it up is like few times do we go on the offensive of what we want to do. We wait. We're on defense. We wait for the clients to come in and see what they do. Hardly any artists. The good artists that I see, they're out there creating what they want to create. And that's why I asked you guys, you know, and me, I'm guilty of it too, you know. I used to do it though. I used to draw stuff and I say, I really want to do this, community. And that's the part of the branding. You could be a great artist, dude. You can make that Mac Miller picture badass and come here and show it to us. And we're like, damn, James, that shit would look badass in a tattoo.
Yeah.
But if you're shitty at promoting it, you're never going to get it, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to be like with your hands crossed. And then you're going to be like, I wish somebody would. I would fucking kill it. So that's why I say nowadays you have to be a promoter. You have to brand yourself. And each one that we discussed, we should be drawing it. We should be putting it on Procreate. You know, mock it up, put in a back piece, and throw it out there to the universe. And watch, it's gonna come to you.
I'm gonna do it on paper.
You ever thought about that? Do it on paper, do it on painting, do it on a sketch, do it in a, you know what I'm saying? That's being on the offense. And if you really want to do that, why wait for it till somebody decides? You already have it in your vision. Just bring it out here.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year? It doesn't matter.
I think you'll appreciate it even more because you've put so much time into it. And if you really think about it, I think Procreate has what's the word? I can't think of the word now, but basically,
Efficiency,
huh?
versatility.
Yeah, like it made us think differently. Like we want everything now because it's so fast to do. But when we used to paint, we used to draw, we used to do all that.
Take a long
takes
time.
fucking months to do. You know what I mean? A painting takes me, that painting right there takes me fucking 60 hours. If you really think about it, once you put that time in and you invest into it, you have that love for it, and now you have someone that wants to tattoo it. Man, that right there,
You're gonna
the
come
best
to
thing.
work like it's Disneyland.
Yeah.
So recently you were here to notice, and I'm not just talking about this just to say it to sound cool, because I actually practice this. It's just I've been so busy that I haven't drawn anymore, but I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna stop my Saturdays and I'm gonna draw more, and I'm gonna create more of my styles. You witnessed it when I did the bison, right? That guy. At about last year, about November, December, I had mocked up a bunch of designs on Procreate, and one of them was a Native American. It was dope. It was a chick, and she had tattooed a skull of a cow right here. I had put it on, so it was like transparent kind of, but through the eyes like makeup. She had the headdress on. She had an owl. There was an owl. There was a bunch of windbreaks, and then there was a Native American Indian on a horse, and the horse was like galloping. Dope piece. Promoted it. Threw it out there. Who wants to do this? Wants to do this? The gentleman that just got it, which you met, and I think you guys met. He booked 2 days, and he was back and forth with me. Like he booked it right away. Right. Something happened. Couldn't make it. Well, actually, before he booked it, he was talking about it. Like, dude, that speaks to me. I really want that piece. So what was I doing? I was throwing it out there to find somebody that would actually jump on instead of me just hoping, right? And I kept promoting it. Prior to him accepting it, I had reposted it within like a month, like once a week or twice a week. And I had others too. Another guy did a skull with the eagle that was morphine. But the point of it is that it took up to now, which is what, August, September, right? From January to get this piece done. So I was excited. You know, I was excited to do it. It didn't come out. We didn't do the exact face because he said his wife doesn't want some woman's face, which I respect, you know. But the fact is that I threw out in a design and somebody jumped on it. And if you change it, fuck it, you change it.
Yeah.
But if they keep the one that you actually want to do, it's gonna be like Disneyland coming to work.
Yeah.
That day, you're gonna be like, "What do you?" You know, we always ask each other, "Huh? What do you do today, dog?" "Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I don't know. I'll wait till the client gets here." But how about, man? Today I get to do that design that I've been posting. I'll be like, "Oh, hell yeah, he's in it. It's all heaven right now." That's the vibe you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a tattoo artist, you want to create your stuff. So there you go, guys. That's it. Drop the mic. Where's the mic?
It's a wrap.
No. No, but you see the passion we're saying, and it's a combination of like, let's get to be good at
Yeah.
tattoos, and let's get to be good at promoting what we do.
But Romeo's an example too. Like he did that heart.
I did a sacred heart that Ricky gave me an idea to do because he saw me that I didn't have a client.
Hmm.
And I drew a sacred heart and I put it out there on Instagram. And sure enough, my boy came through and we put it
Picked
on
it
him.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
that's-
another one too. Praying hands.
You got like two
got-
people hit you up for that heart though, right?
sacred heart.
Yeah.
I think I did 3 sacred hearts.
So let's
Off
go a
of one
little deep
drawing.
on that. Let's go a little deep on that. The day he jumped on and said, "Hey, I want that sacred heart that you designed," that took you what, 3 hours to do, maybe, give or take.
It was 2 days.
Not
But
2
like
days, but
not like
give or take
24
hours.
yeah,
How
yeah.
many? Like what, 4 hours maybe?
Yeah.
You know, because we don't all have the time, right?
Right.
The day that you were gonna do it, how did you feel?
Um,
The day that he was gonna come to do that,
I
I
just
wasn't
felt-
here.
because I was like still kind of like new into tattooing, but I felt more comfortable doing it because I already drew it.
Hmm.
That's how I felt. And also I felt hyped to have original artwork on somebody. That's dope instead of like a Pinterest image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
And that's levels. It makes a difference, dude.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference in the way your attitude is, the way you're. I mean, we should all come in eager to tattoo,
Yeah.
but then there's levels in that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would always try, even if, like it, even if someone wanted the exact photo that they sent me, you'd always try to spin it a little bit, even if it was on Pinterest, like maybe with the color, maybe with the shading, or just throw them a different idea. I would always draw like even 2 versions and be like, here's what I think would look cool, and then here's still the one you would like. Yeah.
That's one of the tips we should tell to our viewers. If you want to get a tattoo, and it's a certain type of image, research your artist that does something similar, and they're gonna be hyped about it. They're gonna go all out for it. They might give you a couple hours more, or whatever they charge a full rate or by hour. They're gonna be like, dude, if it's their shit that they like to do, they're gonna give you extra because they want it. They want it to represent them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But if you go to somebody that doesn't really do it, then they might not take it as serious. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you want to show your best work. And that's why you should always be drawing and always doing different stuff. Because at the end of the day, you want to show that to 100%, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Preach. No, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is, man. Tattooing is a fucking crazy industry. It's crazy. The fact that people walk in.
Artists are emotional. You want them on the right emotion. Being
Yeah.
hyped.
And
Yeah.
there's gonna be mood swings, bro. You're gonna see that. I'm probably one of the most moodiest here.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's because I know, like I hold my, what is the word? I hold my emotions weight. My emotions on my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? If you're still doing something that I told you you're not supposed to be doing, it's gonna show. You know?
Yeah.
That's just how I am. You know, I don't hide it. It's just not my nature. But you're gonna see moods here. Like we're all moody. But at the end of the day, you know, we don't show that to our clients. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Our clients do not need to see what's the word?
Just a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Dude, they
they're
come
coming-
in and
They're excited for that.
they're
date.
excited for that piece. Do you think they want to hear me scream at you?
Yeah. Not
Fucking
at
James,
all.
I told you to mop the restroom. Do this so I can piss everywhere.
I've been there,
No.
so I get it for
You see
sure.
what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's a vibe that it's about an experience. And
And it
how
kills your
awkward would they
brand.
feel?
Yeah.
Now they're gonna be over there going to the restroom and being all perfect, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be saying they're part of sorry.
That's one of
And
my
it,
biggest
it
things.
kills your brand too. It kills your brand. It kills Iconic brand because we're not like that. The one other thing you should never do either is after, say, you did have a client misunderstanding or anything, you should never bash them publicly.
Yeah.
publicly. Don't go on Instagram fucking talking shit. You think it's anonymous.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
No, dude, it gives you a different perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one will want to go and get a tattoo by a guy who's talking shit to any of his clients.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
not fun.
That's the biggest thing. It's just you're here for them. That's their day. A lot of the people, if you notice our clients, a lot of people take their day off and they come here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They take a vacation day, a sick day to get tattooed. So if they're willing to do that, why shouldn't you go all out for them?
Yeah, I hear that.
So that's a really good example. I used to take
There she goes crossing again. No,
Híjole. Hey, babe, can you bring me one of these? So I used to book up all my weekends first.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because everybody works through the week. And I was like, damn, man, I can't do anything with my family. I'm booking. So then I started thinking, wait a minute. I have this whole week. A lot of times I'm not doing anything during the week, And then all of a sudden my Friday, Saturday, and Sunday start getting booked. So I said, no, man, like people take sick days for just any dumb reason. A Raider game, a Niner game,
Or just to take it off.
or just to take it off
See,
because
they
they
don't feel like working.
Exactly. So why not take it for something major as a permanent tattoo? So now I decide when I want to work. I make my schedule. And if they're not willing to fit with it, and it sounds egotistical maybe,
No, because
Or,
they wouldn't want to work when they're not scheduled. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You want to schedule your day off. They already have their set days off. What if
Yeah.
they get told, "Oh, you got to come in on your day off"?
Yeah,
They're not gonna want to.
exactly.
We
And
got-
that's something that, thank you, kind sir. Shout out to Dos Equis today, Ranch Water.
Oh yeah, you
Pal
didn't say.
Rancho?
You didn't say what today's sponsored by, bro. Today's drink sponsored by.
It's ASMR.
I don't like them. So
What was the point? We're on a good point. Yeah, they weren't that great, to be honest. Okay. I'd
don't
rather have a
recommend
happy
them.
dad. No, I just saw them. I'm like, it's seltzer water. And it said Rancho,
The point was,
so that we
Creating
we
respect.
learn to understand our professionalism, and by us deciding to make our schedule, the client's gonna get a better experience from us.
Yeah, definitely. My thing was that I felt like the experience for some of my clients was a little hindering. I felt like I wanted to grow the brand so much, but I felt like, how could I grow if I wasn't really not in a position to really,
well,
fulfill
you're not in
that.
a place for you to grow. Is that what you're saying? In an environment, you have to, and that's one thing we do here is that we try to build an environment
Mhm.
for all artists to grow.
It was for sure just things out of my hand
Yeah.
that were like a playing key factor into things like that, which I didn't even think were gonna be a problem. So
And that's, like I said, that's what you saw. Other artists, maybe it's perfect for them, and that's good.
mhm.
But
but
you're
in-
trying to grow.
Yes,
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, in life we all took steps back.
Yeah.
If we recall a story when we took a step back to achieve something else, I took steps back when I quit a school district job, making like 20 something bucks an hour, full benefits, all that. Days off, like today would have been a day off for me. I took a step back to follow my passion, which is on my own business, and then eventually, would be tattooing, and now I took a step back, which was a 2-year step for me, where now I sped up my position where I'm at in life financially, as a father, as a husband. I advanced way faster at the age of 41, going to be 42. Shout out to you. At 42, I advanced so much higher where I wanted to be than when I was 35, 36. So from 36 to 38, that was my step back. That was my step back to follow my passion. Then once I stepped back and I was making less money, but I was, going to do what I needed to do. Now it's like I'm on a train right now, bro. Like I'm ready to look for another business to invest in. You know what I'm saying? Where back then, if I didn't take that step, I couldn't invest in anything. I was barely fucking making it.
Yeah.
So we all have to do that. That's why I have so much respect for you doing that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you were gonna jump, to be honest. I think you were gonna be like, well, I need to make money, guys.
I won, so.
He did say he were gonna.
I said we
Yeah.
were going to do it. I was like, I could see it.
Yeah, well, I have immense respect for my brother, and my brother started his businesses from the ground up, and I saw just what
What's
it
his
was
name?
like.
Throw him a shout out, man.
Shout out to Jose Luis Lara Gonzalez. It's like the most Mexican name I've heard of mine.
Hola,
But
saludos,
yeah.
paisa, ¿cómo andamos? Does he speak Spanish?
He's yeah, shout out to Jose.
Órale, Jose.
So he's
Hele, we'll drink some beers.
he's he started up a couple of businesses, more than one, and I just saw how important they were to each other and how he was building up everything from the ground up. It wasn't necessarily like a connections based thing. It was more of like, how can I do everything on my own, and how can I make the other brands elevate one another, you know?
Yeah.
So he was connecting a lot of things, and at the time I was in middle school, and I saw him, you know, I'll put him on blast a little bit. I saw him go through the rough times with the business, you know. He moved back in about 3 times, but one night he came, you know, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth it in the end at one point in time, you know.
When was your time?
No.
What about you, Romeo? You can go back to
Well, I mean, I guess because I was making really good money with your brother at the time, and I was working there, and I had a choice to either continue my education or stay there and just make that good amount of money, and then fucking go from there. And I decided to go to school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I know I wanted to do with art, and I ended up moving, and I was living off of soups and coffee,
Yeah.
you know, for almost a year,
Yeah.
and
That's how it
some
goes.
pasta.
So how long was your step back?
I want to say about 2 years as well,
2 years.
because I think after that, that's when I got I had quit tattooing already at that time, so I didn't want to do tattooing necessarily, but I wanted to do something with graphics. I want to do something with art and all that. But within those 2 years, it came back where someone offered me a job to tattoo, and I took it, and I said, fuck it, let's see where it takes me. And then from there, I went same thing from the ground down or from the ground up. I did all the walk-ins. I was there. The second shifts, I was there from 4 p.m. to midnight. If someone walked in at 11:50, I'll tattoo until like 5 a.m. Kind of thing, you know? So, I mean, that was my thing. But it helped me realize voy a llorar.
Let it go, bro. Let it go.
No, it just helped me realize like I could pursue what I want. I don't have to be stuck to a job that's just gonna pay me good for a little bit and then be stuck there forever. You know?
There's options.
There's options.
And you're probably taking a little step back now. It's a smaller step, but it's a smaller step. Like Fridays is a busy day for us. You decided I'm gonna take my Fridays off to go paint, to learn the craft. That's a step back in a way.
Yeah.
You know, to maybe in the future be, you know, selling your art, selling your paintings at a premium price, also tattooing.
Or even to improve your tattoos and stuff.
So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes
I didn't even think about that one, but yeah, that's true.
What about you, Romeo? Do you have one? I mean,
a step back.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole apprenticeship and tattooing I feel like I'm still in my step back.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm in the midst of shit just sucking, you know?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to do it. The main one obviously is money, you know, but could even be, you know, losing your friends, like, you know, not having time for family and stuff. So yeah, it just sucks, but I guess this is part of the step
So
back.
you lost friends right now in this mist? You don't hang out with them?
Well, they didn't even talk to me, you know, shit like that.
And so what do you tell yourself?
I'm just trying to focus on becoming good at art, you know. So that's about it.
I mean, I see a lot of motivational things, and even with Luis, we had last week, you talked about it too. I think when you try to, like he said it, when you try to better yourself, that's when you start losing off people and that's when you have to hold on to the people, your surroundings. Be more secure about who you have around you that are gonna motivate you and push you up instead of bring you down.
Yeah.
Off camera, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
About I had this kind of same situation, and it sucks, but you gotta embrace the suck sometimes.
Embracing. What were you gonna say?
Oh, my brother always told me like going through this phase. It was kind of like the people that want to be there for you will be.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. Like there's no other kind of explanation towards it. He's like, yeah, people get busy, but that'll be it. And he goes, it's just part of
And you
growing
notice
a
it
bit.
too. I mean, you notice it like I have friends who are busy doing their own thing, and I'm busy doing my own thing. But when we get together, it's like fucking we've been together all day.
Yeah,
all the time.
that's
You know what I mean? And I haven't seen them in a few months, and I think that's when you notice who your true friendships are.
yeah, definitely. There you go.
That
That's what I was trying to
understanding,
say.
huh?
Yeah.
Understanding, like, yo, dude, you're doing your hustle. You know, I got a good friend of mine that I met through my school district. Shout out to Brian Camargo and his Camargo
Funny ass
landscape.
Funny ass dude.
Yeah. The dude, you know, since he came into that job when we were working at school district together, we're fucking we're like became good friends, man. Party it up, you know. I saw him when he met his wife when they started dating, and she's cool as hell. Shout out to Jennifer too. And so we'll go now he has his family, you know. He has a good job, and we'll go 6 months without talking. But I know if I want to go out, I'll tell him, hey, dude, I finally got some time. Let's go. And we'll double date, whatever, you know. And we'll go out. And it's like we didn't miss a beat, dude. We fucking had a good-ass time at a Rams game. So we left at halftime. We was just so drunk that we're so, you know, having a good time. But that's the kind of people that really fuck with you, you know.
Yeah.
And you need to have those, and you'll see those come out. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that don't start talking, well, ni modo. You know, you move on. They just weren't in your life at the time. Do you remember that time when that Asian kid came in, and he wanted an apprenticeship, and his art was like fucking badass?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
Yes, it was dope.
Pen work. He came from an art school, art institute, right?
Art Center.
Art
Art
Center of
Center.
College Design.
Yeah.
Bro, sick. And he's like, I want an apprenticeship. And I was like, all right, this is what it entails, you know? But through that conversation with him, he was a little bit arrogant, you know? It just felt like he was at a different level, you know, that he's going to catch on tattooing right away. And I don't know. My gut feeling says he wasn't going to mesh. I could have been wrong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you felt the same way, kind of, huh? I think that's why we didn't hire him.
I wanted to talk to him more, and then we interviewed him 3 times as well.
Yeah.
He came in 3 separate times, dropped off more work. I think throughout that time, I think for what made it for me was that he was Art Center so demanding from your time that he could only be here like for 3 months.
Oh yeah, his schedule was. That's
Yeah.
another thing too. He was like saying, "Look, well, this is what I have available. If I can do an apprenticeship, and that doesn't show all in for us, you know." So you came in, and there was something that I saw in you, and yeah, let's go from there, man. Learn a lot, ask a lot, do a lot.
Yeah.
Excuse me, draw a lot. Like that pin drawing that you're starting right now, it's for a purpose.
Mhm.
It's not just to keep you busy. I want to see actually here. We want to see, all of us, we want to see what you're doing here. Not, I went home and I did this. You know?
Yeah.
I want to see how fast you do it, what you're thinking on it, how hardworking are you, how much do you get done within the hours that you have free, that we're not bothering you like, hey, get this, hey, do that. You know what I'm saying? We want to see how you structure yourself. That's one of those. I shouldn't have told you that, but now you know. You know
I
what
got
I'm
it
saying?
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of got where it was going.
Okay.
So
And then the fly thing, you suck at it.
yeah. Well,
You gotta work on your ninja skills, bro.
touche.
But it's all right, you know? You're a beginner. You're a beginner.
Now you're around Mexicans, so you're gonna learn how to kill some flies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and get used to those corridos, bro. We haven't put them that much, but they're going to be popping here.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. We got used to your music.
My brother bumps that too.
Does he?
Yeah.
You got to bring
Heavy.
Jose Luis y Censura over here, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the last name? Gonzalez?
A lot of Gonzalez.
Oh, I'm Gonzalez. Hey, she's going to mad. Bring him over, dog. We'll have a beer with him. No, for real. It's exciting, dude. We're going to be, you know, you're going to be the 6th edition, si Dios quiere, how we say it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's God willing. And then we're going to start, you know, adding some we're gonna look for some artists that are already like that want to do transition that are already like professional. So that'll give us more artillery so that the young people can learn from too. Like if we get somebody that's badass in color that needs to be moved, that let's say he needs to relocate from a certain city to here, and we'll get him as full time, dude, that's even better for us to learn color, you know? So it's not about bringing in more competition, because I don't believe in that. I believe there's abundancy for us to grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe in bringing another person into the team that we can learn from too. You know what I'm saying? It's just us. Because remember when it was just me and you?
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just me and you next door.
For a year.
About a year, huh? And then we hired a lot of people just to hire, which were cool people.
After that, no, when we first started, we hired a bunch of people.
Yeah, just to fill up the spots. And then what happened? We hired them too fast without vetting them really, filter them through, and then we lost them for X reason, whatever, right? And then what do we say?
For us, it was just for a year after that.
Yeah. We had, and we could have easily said, you know what? Maybe we're not good tattoo shop owners. Maybe we don't know how to keep our clients. But then I said, no. I mean, we got to believe in our vision.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't fit our vision.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are here later in 2, 3, 4 years or whatever, it's because you guys believe in our vision, and it encompasses all of us. It's not just our vision, so.
Growth is the key.
It's a good podcast today.
Growth
we
and
dropped some
knowledge.
gems, and we got to introduce Mr. James,
Mm-hmm.
Ink by James.
Ink by James.
Right? So yeah, anybody else got anything to say today? No?
Want to bust a rap?
With bars? Do you rap? Because then no?
Not
Do you
while
want to be part
recording.
more of this podcast at times?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd
All
be
right,
cool.
We'll probably bring you in, So,
Go ahead.
Romeo, close it out, bro. You're a good
shit.
closer.
Am I?
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
It's
All right,
a
guys.
thing.
If you guys can't wait to see more of Ink by James journey, follow him on all platforms. Give us like, comment, and peace out.
Comment.
Thank you.